Hello and welcome to this tutorial of how to reverse engineer a software and create Keygen at the same time. My name is Zola. What we have here is reverse engineering project. If I double click here, we see this three softwares, and this is software we're supposed to be fishing from serials and reversing at the same time creating a Keygen. We do need these softwares de4.exe info PE and a Redgate net reflector 8.2. So what we do is basically we have to install this software and find a way of fishing serials and create the same time Keygen. It's kind of reverse engineering, and it's a very straightforward of doing. The first thing I need to do is just install simply this software XP Repair Pro. This is version 6, which is the last version, and then we just make quick installation, usual way of installing the softwares. And after we finish, then quickly what we have to do is try to learn how to do it. Basically just run. The first thing we see is when software runs, we see strings. This is very important. The first thing you notice is free trial here, unlicensed version here, and if I go here, help, about, I see all the email, username, or the registration serials, and so on. So every software comes something like this. So if I write my name here and try to put a key, something similar to this. If I say activate, the first thing I see is this invalid registration. So it is very important for us to get these strings, then we can try to do the job. So what we do is we just make it a full version and we create a Keygen. So what do we need to do? Just close this one and make sure you go down here and right click here and just say exit from here, and this is very important. So the second thing we do is most of the softwares, those new ones, what they do, they add something called packer or obfuscator. That's how they say it, but usually it's called obfuscator. So for us to find out how these things work is we have to go here and try to open this one and find out how, if that's possible. exe, right click and just go here, and I have to go C, program files, and go down here XP Repair Professional, and then we need this start center open, and you can see it's obfus and encrypted as well at the same time. This is the way of the companies manipulate the software not to be cracked easily. So it's very, very hard when you see this encrypted and obfus here. But for us, we can actually remove this one and do make it easy for us to create the Keygen at the same time. If I close this one and I close this one at the same time, I have to go to Start, Computer, C, Program Files, XP Professional, and then I have to go at the same time at this software, which is de4. Double click that and just leave it here. Let me delete this one because I was making early a trial before I recorded this software. So what I have to do is just click this one, Start, Center, right click, do not cut or anything, copy, and come here. Depending on if you do have a 64-bit, you use this one. This is 32-bit. Just highlight this one, right click, and paste software we copied. You see there. The first thing you notice is detected skater.net, which is something the software companies use to manipulate and to put different things so nobody can crack it. But luckily for us, everything's been removed, and as you can see here, renaming all obfuscated as symbols, and then it's saving here XP Repair Professional, Start Center dash a cleaned.exe. It's very clear, this one, because it's cleaned one, and then we can use it. And can you see from here That's cleaned one. So this is job done for us. And now what we need to do is we just have to find a way of manipulating the software itself and finding out the keys and creating the Keygen at the same time. This is very straightforward. So if I go here, minimize, we've got here red gate net reflector. This software does really a good job. You can do loads of different things. But before we do that, let's have a look at the software. Start center cleaned. If it's still functioning, double click that and you see it's still working fine, but unlicensed version and free trial. So just close it and never forget here, because otherwise we can never crack. Exit from here. After that, what I'll do is I'll just go here, net reflectors here, 8.2. By the way, all these softwares you can get them from the internet. You can find them and it's very easy. Okay, the software is here. The first thing you have to do is, because XP software is designed by a company using a Visual Basic, so it's very important, otherwise it's not going to work. Visual Basic you have to select, and here it was done under .NET 2.0. So once I run this software, what I have to do is just go File, Open Assembly, and then I have to go to the same place where I was early, Program Files, then just go down here, XP Repair, and I need to use this one. And make sure you do not confuse with the Start Center to this one, because otherwise it's not going to work, because this is still encrypted. So I just click this one and say Open, and the software is here. So what you have to do is just click it, this one, and then Start Center.exe. Then you just click it here, this, and then what we need is this one, a form main, which is this one. After that, what you have to do is just go this search here, and then go here where you can see search string or a constant. If I click that one, do you remember the strings we were looking at earlier, a trial? If I click trial, I don't even have to write a free trial. The only thing I need to do is just say trial. That's it, trial, and you see a form underscore main underscore load, and this is what we're looking actually. And double click this one. Once you double click, we do have now a Visual Basic code here. And to make it easy for us, because I'm using, as you can see, a VMware workstation, which is a very small screen, I just close this one and I can see everything very clear. So we can do all the things here. The first thing I notice is a settings.ini, which is a false. Do you remember? This is where everything is hard coded somehow. To see that, if I go to File, Computer, C, Program Files, XP Repair, if I go down, I can see very clearly here, setting.ini is the same things. You see a reg key equals and a reg ID equals. This is where everything are. So you can actually get all the information is here, but clearly you can see there's nothing here because it's hidden. So usernames, keys, license information, everything is in here. If I go back here and minimize this one, then what I'm looking here is a reg ID here and then a reg key here. This is where we're trying to get the things from. But the first thing you see is a do while not class 6.s method. This is very important. If this function comes back a false, it means the software is still a trial, because I can clearly see all the way down here. Look, you see it says XP Repair 6 Start Center, a free trial. If this one comes back a false, it means it's a trial, a still trial. So this is how they manipulate and do the software. So if I go here, this class here, S method, this is a different one. Now, if this one returns, what I'm looking here is a reg ID and a reg key here. If this function comes back registered, it means we've got the key and it's valid. So this is very important starting from here. If this one returns, it means it's valid, and as usual, software will say you successfully registered the software and you can use it straight away. So what I have to do is now I just go and have a look here. If I click method, I've got here where everything is. Basically, you can see all the variable keys and usernames and everything, xxx, everything is added here for us. So what I have to do is I just need to copy this one, because this one will be useful for our Keygen all the way down. Just right click, copy, and I've got a notepad here, right click and paste. So I just copied everything is in there within the software. That's it, nothing else, from the start on the top, which is a public shared function, and all the way down where the end function is. So that's what we needed to do the first of all. After finished copying, what I have to do is just simply just go back here. Once I go back here, the first thing I can see is MD5. I don't really want to bore with this MD5 and things, but it's very important for us to know this function and what it does. Basically, the MDF message digest is allogram. It's widely used, this one, for the cryptography hash functions. It produces basically 128-bit and 16-byte hash value. Typically, this is expressed in text format as a 32-digit, this hexadecimal. It's been utilized or used. Cryptography applications is also commonly used to verify data integrity. So this is very, very important. If I click this one, what I see is all these codes encrypted, different codes, what we can use for us to create a Keygen. So simply I do the same thing. I right click this one, copy, and I go the same place, and I just go down a little bit here and right click and a V. So I've got the code here, the second code, which is MD5, and everything is in here. But one thing I notice is Skater.net added some junk code to confuse people who are trying to manipulate the software or try to reverse engineer. So starting from here, this is absolute rubbish. It's nothing. A dim expression stack 12 all the way here. You see, this is completely and utterly nonsense. It's not used at all. They just added this. So I just say delete this one, and everything should be fine for us. So now the crypt and the code is completely clean. If I go back where the codes and other things are, I'll just go back here, and then while I'm still here, if I click it here on after the MD5 class 6.s method, if I click this one, this is what we need. This is a real thing, this string, and this is going to help us with the Keygen as well. So this is the public shared function s method as a string return end function. Right click this one as well, copy, and I go to the same place and I say right click a V, I paste there, and then what I have to do is just go back to the same place again, and if I go back here, what I need to do is just copy this one, this class as well, from here all the way down. Probably I don't need this one, I'll remove it after anyway. Copy, and I just go here, and this is the last copy anyway. We're not going to have any more things. Okay, apart from this, I'll just move this one, and I'll move a reg key as well. Instead I put this one as small letters equals a serial. This is very important for us to understand how the things function. I just put that one as a serial, and that's really done. So after that, I just minimize, and I copied everything I need for me to create or generate a Keygen. That was a reverse engineering first part of the program. Then now what we're going to do is we just create a symbol, a very straightforward Keygen. I've got here Visual Studio Ultimate 2013, and ironically this is not what we have to use for us. We're supposed to be using a simple one with the Visual Basic, but we have to use this one because of the way the program functions. But you can use any other version. You don't have to use 2013. Either use 2012, 2008, even 2005. File, new, project, and then Visual Basic. Make sure it's Visual Basic, Windows, and Windows Form. And then I have to call a name here, and I call just simply XP Repair, and that's Professional 6, so I can distinguish other keygens, and I just say Keygen. That's very simple. You always save a different location than C. Just say OK. Then what we need is very simply a text box. Just create it like this. 2 text box. Text box 1. Right click, copy, and just paste here. And I need 1 button, and I just want to make it very, very simple. This one, that's it. I need this too, and after that just go here, and I need a button, this button. Just put it down here and click this one. Just enlarge simply all the way down, depending on how you want to do anyway. Everybody got their own style. And then I need to make a little bit of okay, let me change this one first. Button, I'll just make generate, that's it. And what else do I need? I need to get 2 labels here. Right click, copy, paste here. First one, I'll change the name username. You can do whatever you want. On this one I'll make it a serials, or serial is more than enough. Just add 2 dots to just make it to look more professional. Just do it like this, username or user, whatever, and click this one and say Keygen created by whoever is created. You can just add your name, whatever you want, and that's it. This is done. Very straightforward, nothing much, very easy. This is username, this is a serial, or name, or serial, whatever you want. It's up to you. You just have to create this one. Then after we do this one, what we need to do is just double click this one. That's the form. That's what we have to create. So once we click this one, you just go up to here where it says a public class. Just put it down twice. We just need to add a very simple code for us to import. So just say, let me write quickly this one, imports space system. This gives me straight away. This is the best thing about a Visual Studio. Dot security and dot cryptography. That's it. Just go down one more time. Just say import, and then I just need to add a system and then a text. That's it. That's the only thing we need. This is the only small function we need. After that, I need to go where we copied early. The first one, this is from the software. Start from here, go all the way down, and it ends the function here. Right click, copy, and you just go here, right click, and just say paste. That is a very, very clean code. As you can see, everything is working fine. So after we do this one, then what we have to do is we just have to add a second one as well, which is the one with MDF, the encrypted one. Go down all the way, start from here, public share, this one ends there. Just start from here all the way down here, right click, copy, go back to the same place, and I just have to add it here. Right click and a V. That's it. You see the code is clean. This one will clean it afterwards. It's not a big deal at all. This expression stack and all these things, you remember earlier we removed, and we just need to remove this one. I'll remove it after anyway, once I do finish everything I'm doing from here. So that's it really. So what I need to do is now I just need to add a small function to add for us to run things very smoothly. So what I need to do is I just go here where the button click is, then I'll add this code and everything should be working fine. But before I do that, let's have a look here. You see here, public shared function as method. This one I have to change to generate. Remember, generate, don't forget this one. Generate is the one is going to generate for us the key generate. I don't want to make a mistake. And this string, if strings.len username equals 5, this 5 then return invalid. This means if a username, we don't want to use email anyway, if username is less than 5 keys, then return is invalid, whatever it is, but I don't need that, so I just have to just remove it. That's it. Remove it, and that's done. Generate is fine. So what I need to do is just add this code, and rest of them I'll clean the code, and then you can use it straight away. So what I need to do is I'll just say if a text box, and I use text box 2.text. This is very important. We don't want to make a mistake here. And dot, I'll add the length. Length. To remember, we delete it from there. So 5. I'll make it 5. I'll just say then. What I need to do is just text box 2 dot text, text box 2 dot text, then equals, I need to create a string, which is very important for us to say that the warning should come up, which says name, so that's my spelling, name must be at least 5 characters. That's my spelling, if it's correct or not. Or we can say else what we can do is a text box 2 dot text, text box 2 else equals 2 equals, now I can say generate, which is in here, a generate, and I will say I will add a strings generate strings dot l case public function. This is very important for us to use. If you make a mistake from here, then nothing will function. And then up to, I'll say a text box 1 dot text. Yeah, then the last thing we need to do is just strings dot lcase, mix up straight away. Okay, now MD5, remember where we get MD5 from, and then I'll just have to go here and copy this one. This is most important piece. It does do all the jobs, and just stay in the middle of that. That's it. And after that, just add one more. That's it. Everything should be working fine. Now I just clean up these classes and statements, and you do the same things, and after that we can just test and see if things are working. Before I do that, always make sure Control S so things can be saved easily. As you can see, the code is very clean. There wasn't much errors. Everything is corrected. And obviously, we did not write any of this code. We just copied from where the software was. And the only thing we added was this 2 codes import. And if I go down here, and this one, that's it. If text length 5, then, you know, nothing else. That's all. The rest of them we've got from, you know, one more time, just Control and S. Everything is saved. Let's right now, if you run or debug, you can see a simple Keygen. Did you notice this? A Keygen instead of Keygen. It's not a big deal. We can always change. Okay, first of all, it's very important to note there's a 5 characters, which is, you know, if you have a look here, the code, yeah, there must be, you know, the text length 5. So let's see if we can just run a 4 and generate. Obviously, name must be at least 5 characters. It's not going to allow us. Okay, if I see 1, and then we've got the code here, you can write any name whatsoever. Just capital letter, small letter, mix up. It's up to you. Okay, let me copy this one, Arsenal, with a capital letter A. Right click, copy, and if I go back, if I minimize this one, and if I go back to the software, which is in here, launch start center, and then first thing you see is still not licensed. Click here, about, and let me put Arsenal, and then paste same code. For the benefit of the doubters, what I'll do is just let me take this one down here. As you can see, the code is the same, 074 starts and ends 6A6. You know, just to make sure, just say activate, and what you see, you have successfully activated XP Repair. Still, it says some part of the XP Repair Pro may still show unregistered until you first reboot the system. So and so, do not panic. It's registered. Okay, fine. You can see everything is done. Right click, about, Arsenal, registered, and this is MDF. We were talking earlier. Is basically encrypted. And to make sure everything is functioning, let me close it down from here. Right click, exit, just go back again and start XP Repair, just launch center, and just go back there, and what you see, about, done. Everything is working fine. Before I go, just want to make sure everything is in order. Just stop debugging, and I just go to the design center. Let me change this one just to make sure it doesn't annoy to everybody. And as you can see, it's changed. You can always extend or do whatever you like, and you know, you can get those softwares I showed you earlier. Let me show you one more time. You can get it from internet very easy. defo.xen info redgate.net, reflected 8.2 or 7.5, any version, and this one you can always get it from there. If you like to leave a comment and like, I might as well do some other nice videos. Thank you very much indeed for watching. Bye.